G'day YouTube. So, a buddy of mine runs Hitachi 18 volt gear and he's fallen victim to these Vanon batteries. He bought one of these. It's a 4 amp hour, supposedly 72 watt hour 18 volt battery to replace a Hitachi. She'd say it's got all the crazy amount of leads up the top there. It's air cooled as well. It's got grills in it. He noted it was very weak, useless in the cordless grinder, and ultimately it failed really quickly. And he contacted the eBay seller and they instantly give him a full refund. So without sending it back, nothing. So they just refunded him, asked for him to leave neutral feedback, and here it is. He's given it to me because he knows I've opened way too many 18650 powered batteries. So what we're going to do is have a look inside and see what kind of cells are in there. I don't know if you remember, but Peter Matthews had this issue. The Vanon tried to sponsor him, send him out some batteries, and they had good cells in them. But then everyone in the comments jumped on straight away and said, hang on, mine's got crap cells in it. So we still all think that they tried to set Peter up, but let's have a look in this one for ourselves. To my knowledge, it's never been opened. My mate Chris wouldn't have put cells in it. Okay. Just the finish quality of the plastic isn't there compared to a real Hitachi battery. I pulled one apart a while back. Can't remember if it was a 5 or a 6 amp hour one. But the quality of this really isn't there. So they've been pretty scungy with their insulation protection. But there's a little bit of tape down the side there. A little bit of double-sided foam tape in the bottom to protect it from shock. You can see where that's been laying in the base. But ultimately the shock protection compared to a quality name battery would be poor. It's double-sided. If they had peeled that off, it would have stuck to the bottom. It wouldn't probably sound so Chinesey. Let's have a look at this cell, see what we can find on it. HR15 2018, 10th month, 15th day. HR15 I'd be assuming is a 1500 milliamp hour battery. It looks alright inside. Doesn't seem to be any damage in there. These are certainly not like Samsung quality cells like Peter received in his Ryobi branded one. This is the BMS bits. The chipsets have actually got numbers on them. A lot of them don't have numbers on them. They scrub them off. The thermal probe there was just sitting on top. That wasn't in anywhere really. And that one there, instead of being siliconed in place, it's taped in place. But I reckon that'll be a circuit breaker. It's one thing he said, it'd kick in and kick out all the time. 250 volt 5 amp. It makes not much sense. I'd imagine that must be on the incoming for the charge. We have really basic BMS that says 4 volt, 8 volt, 12 volt, 16 volt, 16 volt, and then positive. So there is some form of management system there. Not all that much chop. The board's not potted at all. You can see some corrosion between some of the components on it. So yeah, it's certainly not high quality. They're not one of the big 4 or 5 brand name cells in here. Just see if we can get this one cell out. The tabs are reasonably good quality. Let's grab some pliers. As I said, the tabs are pretty good quality. There's extra rings on here to protect them. Some form of flat blade would have been a lot better, but for the purpose of this little short video, we will be fine with what we've got. Let's drag him out and see what we're dealing with. Maybe. Double-sided tape's putting up a fight. Oh, it's a Vanon branded battery. So we might throw one of these in the Opus, see what we get, but definitely not a high quality cell. The ones that they sent to Peter, I believe, had Samsungs or LGs, or like one of the big brands in them. These ones not so much, so they might promise the world, but I'd yet to have seen a good branded aftermarket replacement, whatever, power tool battery. Buy the real ones. They've got warranties. They're easy to get warranty claims on if you look after them and don't physically beat them up. These ones are cheap, yes, but they fall apart. The clips don't hold on, the batteries come apart, the contacts on the boards aren't right, they can't have the power delivery. If you're serious about power tools, don't bother with these. If you're only running a tiny little drill, chances are the cheap equipment's cheap enough that you can afford batteries. Ozito and Ryobi in Australia are cheap enough that you can afford them. So I'd be more inclined to run them than a good brand drill with a crappy brand battery. So that's just my take, but yeah, I'll give you an update video with this little Vanon. We might take 2 or 3 out just to get a sample size. It's yeah, not high quality. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next video.